I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. In this video, we'll look at how to pronounce the name Stephen. So Stephen has a couple of spellings. The first has a P-H-E-N, and this is probably the one that seems most confusing in terms of how to pronounce it. People also spell the name Stephen with the letters E-V-E-N, just like the word even, and that's a good way to think of it because that more closely matches the pronunciation. If you can pronounce even, you can pronounce Stephen. So the first syllable is what's stressed. So the Steve syllable is stressed. PH in some letters in English makes the F sound, the F sound, and the F and V sounds, or usually letters F and V, are related in that we make them the exact same way with the mouth. The only difference between the F and the V is that my voice is on when I say the V sound. So even though this spelling doesn't make a lot of sense, it's probably because the name Stephen came into English from other languages where that spelling is different, the sounds might be different. And of course, there are variants of Stephen, like Stefan. Stephanie is the woman's name. We can talk about that in a moment. It's a woman's name that's related to Stephen, Stephanie. At any rate, we have what we have. The PH says the V sound, so rewriting it with a V can help you. Letter E in this word, the first letter E says that tense E sound, so I've rewritten it here for you with two E's, just like in the word need, etc. So you can visualize that E sound. And then we have either a schwa, an I, or almost no vowel in that second syllable. That's because the st syllable is long and the vn syllable is very short. You want to move as quickly as you can from your v right to your n, vn, Stephen, Stephen. So you could think of it as Stephen, Stephen, or just Stephen, Stephen. Very little sound there. Stephen, there's also the name Steve, which is a nickname for Stephen, or you can be named just Steve without having Stephen as your formal name. It's the same pronunciation, just minus that syllabic N. So Stephen and Steve. When we go to Stephanie, this one follows the rules for English spelling a little bit more. It has first syllable stress, but that sounds like the letter E says the vowel eh, like in red or head. PH does say the F sound, and then our A is a schwa. We end with the E sound. So that sounds like Steph, knee, with first syllable stress. Stephanie. And a nickname for Stephanie would just be Steph, that first syllable. You may see Stephanie spelled with a Y or an F. People do have variants on the spelling and variants on pronunciation. Stephen and Stephanie are pretty straightforward. If they're spelled this way, they're going to be those pronunciations. The safest thing with a name is if you know someone with that name, to ask them specifically how they say their name, because even with traditional names, with traditional spelling, they may have some variation on how they're saying their name. I also recommend having another word to help you remember the rhythm and the sounds. So for Stephen, trying to remember even, and we even do have a phrase, excuse me, a phrase even Stephen in American English, so you can use that as a reminder. If you have a name or a word you'd like to see me cover in this series, feel free to leave that in the comments for this video or any of my videos. I'll add it to the list to cover in a future class. I'll be back again tomorrow with another Word of the Day class, and on Saturday we'll have our live question and answer class. You can attend that and type your questions in the chat. If you'd like to join as a channel member or subscriber, you can get some extra perks, and you can click on the link below to check those out. I really appreciate those of you who have been liking, commenting, and subscribing. Your support means a lot to me, and it really helps my channel. Thank you. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye, everyone. Hope to see you in our next class.